Ladies and gentlemen, today we have at our show Mrs. Astha Suman, who is an Indian Revenue Service Officer of the 2017 batch. She is presently posted in the Regional Faceless Assessment Center, Bangalore, as Deputy Commissioner of Income Tax. She passed out of the West Bengal National University of Judicial Science in 2012, after which she worked in Luthra and Luthra law firm for 3+ years in their corporate team. During this period, she handled various matters relating to private equity, banking, finance, mergers and acquisitions, etc. She is a writer and she has been published in the Hindu Businessline, Legal News and Views, My Forest, etc. She was also awarded the Best Woman Employee Award for financial year 21-22 by the National Academy of Direct Taxes, Bengaluru. We welcome Astha Sumanji, IRS officer, to our talk show Professional Talks. Welcome Astha ji to our talk show Professional Talks.
Thank you.
Ma'am, recently we had initiated for this talk show, and the vision of this talk show is to inspire many of the young students and members who are preparing for the competitive exams like IAS, IRS, IPS, CA, CS, or preparing for the IITs. So this initiative is to inspire and motivate the young students and members on.
Great initiative.
Thank you so much, ma'am. So, ma'am, we had just showed your profile that you are an IRS officer right now. So I think your story is meaningful to the students and young members. So we'll start our talk show by the introduction from your schooling and your college journey.
So I did my schooling from Bangalore, National Public School, Bangalore. And after that, I wrote the law examination and I got selected for the National University of Juridical Sciences in Calcutta, which is one of the national law schools. So I spent my 5 years there. After that, I started working in a corporate law firm. Luthra and Luthra is a corporate law firm where I worked in their private equity and mergers acquisition team. So when I was in the college, I always wanted to prepare for the UPSC examination. Okay. But my parents, both my parents are All India service officers. In fact, they're retired now. So my father was an IAS officer and my mother was an Indian Forest Service. Okay. But they never encouraged me during the college years. They wanted a very comfortable life for me. They thought that services are really stressful. And they thought during their time, there were not many opportunities. There was only the government sector. But today they said that there are so many opportunities in the private sector. Why would you want to give something like a UPSC, which is so grueling, 2 years, you don't know if you'll make it, you'll not make it. Plus, after you get into services, every day you're making such big decisions. You're always in the public eye. There's so much stress. Plus, you're not paid that much. It's very moderate salary. So there's no scope of touching the skies. So if you're very good in private sector, you could do really well. But in government sector, you remain there only. How much ever good you are, you remain there only. Your salary is also very, very moderate. Just good for your middle class lifestyle. So they thought for me, that you should not. But after I joined the corporate law firm for 3 years, it was always at the back of my mind that somehow I have not gone for my dreams, not tried to take the risk. I have not tried to do something on my own. And I wanted to have a job which had job satisfaction, which had a lot of where you could work for people. Exactly. So that was not there in my job. So that is why I gave the exam 3 years later, very late.
Okay. So ma'am, you said that your father insisted you for the private job or for the luxury job because your father is an IAS officer. And he said that IRS or IAS officer's job is very tough and they make big decisions also, right? So after insisting by your father, how you pursue UPSC examination? How you insist them to that I want to join the UPSC examination?
See, after 3.5 years of independently working, being financially independent, you put yourself a little separately from what your parents' thinking is. So you're able to take your decisions independently. So after those 3+ years, I was able to take my own decisions. So I'm not sure if I was able to convince them because they were not very happy when I was writing the exams. In fact, they brought a lot of their friends to try to convince me. All of those IAS officers, their friends were also trying to convince me that IAS is a dead dinosaur. Why do you want to give it? Now you go for private sector. You have such a good job. But then I really wanted it because I really thought that I'm not doing enough, and I'll be able to do enough, I'll be able to derive that job satisfaction only if I'm in the public sphere, only if I'm doing some government service.
Exactly.
So I went in. It was just my own conviction.
Okay. And are you justified with the remuneration that government is giving in the UPSC or to paying to IRS or IAS officers? Are you satisfied with the remuneration?
See, I was in a law firm. You must be knowing. I was just reading today only. Law firms today, the starting salary is 15.5 lakhs.
Okay.
So, and my salary after 5 years is fully taking pension, everything is around 14 lakhs today.
Okay.
After 5 years. So you can see the difference, right? I would have
Exactly.
my salary would have been almost 1 crore if I was in private sector today.
But the
And
perquisites
there is
and
a lot of
perks, yes, ma'am. But the perquisites and perks are, I think, good in the government sector, right?
They were. See, people are under the wrong impression. There was a pension earlier till 2004. There is no pension now.
Okay.
So the job security is not there. People thought that अभी government job है, चलता रहेगा उसके बाद retire होने के बाद भी पैसा मिलेगा. Now that is not there. There is no pension. तो ऐसा कोई perk ऐसा है नहीं.
Okay.
I am so those क्या एक गाड़ी मिलती है which is only to take you to the office, bring you back to the office, bring you back. And if you're not taking the vehicle, 8,000 rupees आपको मिलता है transport allowance.
Okay.
That is the only extra perk you get. There is nothing else, and that is included within my 14 lakhs.
Oh,
it's not extra.
That is included in the
not
CTC.
Extra. Exactly, it's a CTC. 14 lakhs is CTC, includes my transport allowance.
So, ma'am, very important question I want to ask here: that what is the major obstacles and problems you face during UPSC preparation or UPSC examination preparation, so that we can guide to the students for that obstacles and major problems.
See, UPSC exam is a really long exam. So you need to be really self-confident. You need to be really positive, and you need to have a lot of patience. So 1 year, on average, you have to prepare. And then 1 year, you are only giving examination because there are 3 stages of the examination. So 2 years of your life, you have to give to UPSC. That is the minimum. And so that is one thing. Just surround yourself with only positive people, not naysayers who are like, you cannot do it, tum kya kar sakte ho, not even from a good college. These are all negative things. You should just either not pay attention or even just remove them from your life. So that is one thing you should mind. The other thing is, I think hard work is extremely important. So you have to be persistently put in hard work. That is one more thing. And discipline. That's another thing. Yeah. Otherwise, there's a lot of material online available now. So you don't even have to take coaching, go to Delhi. I think after Corona, so people are not even going. Rajendra Nagar, I've heard, is empty. So everyone is preparing online. Sub institutes ka online mein classes are also there. So you can sit at home and do if you have money. If you don't have money, even then there are YouTube videos. So many people have put up. You can just read that. You can read your websites. So all that. For instance, my friend from Nellore, he's preparing. He's visually challenged. And at that time, I don't know how he would have prepared, but now there are so many materials available. He's preparing online alone without any coaching. He says he reads online everything, and he watches YouTube videos. That is how he's preparing. Okay. So a lot of things are there available today.
So very important message from Aastha Sumanji to the students that they can prepare their examination preparation from online studies or YouTube videos. No necessary requirement for physical classes in UPSC examination, right, ma'am?
Yeah.
So, ma'am, any positive thought and motivation which you carry with you during the examination? What made you motivated? Like your father, like you're reading books, any other motivation mantra for the students?
See, when I was in 5th standard, in our Hindi textbook, there was this couplet which just stuck with me, and I just internalized it. It said, "Karat karat abhyas ke, jadmat hot sujan, rasri avat paate, silpar parat nisan." It's basically saying that if there is a well which is made up of stone all around, and there is a rope which is used to draw water from it, that small rope can also make drill into that particular stone which is so hard because of the effort. because of the hard work. So basically what it's saying is, with hard work you can achieve anything. So I have seen my parents also, I have seen me, I have seen the next generation also, the people I mentor. There are people who are from IITs, who are the brightest of minds, they don't make it. And then there are people from who have failed their 12th exams, they make it through the exam, just because at that time they have worked hard. So it's never late. So even, and UPSC is an extremely fair exam. Just one exam I can say in India with all confidence, it is very fair. It gives a level playing field. There might be a lot of luck factor involved, but that is for everybody, right? It's luck factor for everybody. It is fair in every other way.
Exactly, ma'am. Exactly. So, ma'am, after having secured a rank in the UPSC, how a student can pursue for IAS, IRS, or IPS? Does rank matters for the IAS or IRS post?
Yeah, see, it's colloquially known as the IAS exams, but actually they include a lot of other services also. So everyone gives Indian Administrative Service or Indian Foreign Service as their first choice. And the second choice would be either the Indian Police Service or the Indian Revenue Service. But there are a lot of other services which are also there, which people are not aware of. There is the Indian Defence Estate Service, there is the Indian Civil Accounts Service, there is the Indian Defence Accounts Service, there is Indian Audit Service. All these are also very good services. Earlier, there used to be railway services also, railway traffic service, railway account service also, which used to be selected through this process only, IAS exam. But now it's not happening. There's a separate exam for them. So when you're writing your DAF, if you've qualified for the interview, they'll ask you to give your DAF. In that, you have to fill in your preferences.
Can I ask what is DAF?
DAF is your, it's like your, for the interview, so that the interview knows your background. It's like a biodata. Okay. So it'll have all the details of your schooling, your education, plus what you have preferred, all this, or including your cadres also, your cadre choice also, you'll fill in that DAF. So you can choose. So a lot of people do not choose revenue service as their first option, but there are few select. For instance, from law background, a lot of people do choose revenue service as their first option. People from chartered accountancies choose revenue service as their first this thing. Because revenue service is actually a very good service. It's not only what you know from the media, raid, dalna, ye sab, that is not the only thing. So most of the time, most of my postings, I've been an assessing officer. So an assessing officer is somebody it's a quasi-judicial post, where you will see people's returns, which and they have to prove that what they have filled in their return is correct by giving evidence. So it is basically you're passing orders on them based on interpretation of law. So you're like a judge, like a quasi-judicial authority. Okay. So a lot of, for a lawyer, for instance, I am a lawyer. So it's very interesting for me to on a day-to-day basis doing something which I have been taught in law school also. I've been prepared for it. So you can choose things as per your aptitude. So revenue service is also a good option. Okay.
Ma'am, any specific message to young students and members who want to pursue UPSC or any competitive exam like SSC, like IITs, any specific message to the students?
See, effort never goes waste, okay? So, कहते हैं ना कि कोशिश करने वालों की कभी हार नहीं होती है. So you might not make it in this exam what you've been preparing for, but you are not realizing that 1 year you've put in the effort of reading the newspapers, of your discipline, of patience, perseverance. These are skills which are going to help you otherwise. Tomorrow, if you're starting your own business, or if you are doing any other thing, if you're joining a company, all this is going to come in use anyway. So you should not take it as end of the world if the exam you're preparing for has not been kind to you. Because इतना competition है इंडिया में, we are in India जहाँ इतना ज़्यादा population है, सबको government job चाहिए, I don't know for what reason. It's very difficult. So, and बहुत luck factor होता है. So you might be lucky, you might not be lucky. So you should not take it as the end of the world, and you should see that you have actually gained something in that 1 or 2 years. I don't think people say that I've wasted 2 years preparing for UPSC, but I think that 2 years I've gained that much knowledge that I have not gained at all in my lifetime. Even school ke sare concepts get clear.
Even I had visited, ma'am, to Delhi, and I think there is in classes of B&R in Delhi at Rajendra Place or nearby Karol Bagh. So there are so many students, a bunch of students preparing for the IAS in Delhi. And see, ma'am, basically, like I am from Rajasthan, most of the students preparing for the competitive exams are from the Rajasthan, MP, and other states where industries are not there. Like Maharashtra, in Maharashtra, there is less number of students who are preparing for the UPSCs, right, ma'am?
Correct. You're right. Yeah.
So, ma'am, I am just concluding to the talk show, and in conclusion, I want to ask an important question. What is your major insights, like as a deputy commissioner income tax? Like you are presently posted as a DCIT. So, what is the scope in this area as an IRS officer?
See, there are a lot of learnings. Every day is a new challenge. Every day is something or the other is happening. So one thing I have learned is just be true to what you are doing. You should be extremely honest. There should be great integrity which has to be displayed. And it's not only integrity with secretly you're being, you should show to people, it has to be shown that you're honest. Not only you have to be honest, you have to show with your actions that you're honest. So that is one thing which is very important, because people trust you. There has to be trust which has to be formed with government officials. Only then people will listen to you, they will pay their taxes, they will know that their money is being utilized correctly. So every day you're dealing with people, and the only way they're going to trust you and there's going to be a good relationship is if you yourself have displayed impeccable integrity and every day you've been true to yourself.
Okay. So I'm adding to a conclusion question. See, I had asked my friend that I am interviewing an IRS officer. So he is a chartered accountant. He asked me that to ask to ma'am that why sometimes income tax portal is not working. So ask to ma'am that particular question from a request from an CA.
See, it's not that always it's not working. We had an e-filing portal last year which was working very fine, but now what we wanted was very something which is very easy for any taxpayer to fill in their details.
Exactly.
So something very, very user friendly. That's what we wanted. So we have spent a lot of money, a lot of research has been gone. We have chosen Infosys. Infosys is doing our e-filing portal number 2. So that is what they are doing. So it is work in progress. So you have to give them some time. Few months, like 2-3 months, teething trouble is there, but it's going to be resolved. And finally, just see, today I filed my return just today morning, and I filed it in 10 minutes. I had my this thing in my hand. Everything was already pre-filled. I just had to check the details from my form 16. It was that easy.
Okay.
So you should see that it might not work sometimes, but it's only in the beginning. But otherwise, see how much it has helped other taxpayers. A lot of people are not paying taxes because they are like, oh my God, kaun jayega, kaun fill karega? It is so difficult.
Exactly.
So it is not. Now it is not. It is, everything is pre-filled. They already know everything. You just have to check whether the data is correct.
It means ITR will be, I think, AI based in future also.
Yeah. We are already using a lot of AI. How do you think we pick up returns for scrutiny, assessment, and all that? We have a CAS system, which is computer is choosing the returns, which means that there is very less discretion for income tax officers. There's no corruption, which you think. Just because I am doing somebody's assessment doesn't mean I have chosen it. It is a computer which has chosen based on some program in the computer.
Exactly.
We're already using it. We are like, income tax is one of the only departments, I think, of government which is like at the cutting edge of AI. Okay.
Ma'am, that's a good information from your side. And ma'am, I'm extremely happy that you come to our talk show and give motivation and inspiration to the young students. And thank you so much for ma'am coming to the talk show.
Thank you so much for inviting me. It was great.
Okay, ma'am. Any specific words for the talk show, virtual talk show that we had initiated?
It's an extremely good initiative. I think you should continue it. I'm going to watch your next episode also. Okay. I'm going to be your subscriber.
Thank you so much, and ma'am, we'll catch you later for sure.